in our mind, sustainability is about also making products that lasts.
Welcome, Lars Johansen, CEO, not founder, but father, grandfather founder, what I heard. So multi-generation family business. For looking back on a history back to 1939, if I'm right.
That's correct.
Perhaps you just summarize your story, the Aclima story, and your personal story. When did you join in? And did you change the strategies towards the merino products you are today famous for?
We are, as you mentioned, we are a family company from 1939. It was established by my grandfather and also my grandmother later, because she worked in his factory. So he didn't went very far to get a wife, so to speak. So we are a family company, but actually I'm not the CEO of the company. So we have hired a CEO. I'm the sales manager in the company, which is my specialty. I have educated in international sales and marketing.
Yeah.
So I was finished with my education in, I think, 2002, and then in 2003 I actually joined the company. And by then we
and the company was run at that moment by who?
Oh, it was my father. He's still in the company and CEO today. He was the financial manager of the company, and we were not so many people at that time. But we have started with wool also in the 90s. We reintroduced wool to the Norwegian market because in the 1780s it was only synthetic fibers that were very popular.
Yeah.
And we have forgotten about wool and the old heritage in Norway. So this was introduced. We introduced it to the military. So special troops were trying it, and it worked very well, especially when it's wet. Wool is the only thing that insulates. So I think in 2003 I came into the company and started to do more marketing, because we were only producing for other companies and stuff like that. So it was a very good period to start in the company, because we had decided to build a brand, but I could take part of this from the very beginning, which I'm grateful for.
So you had a great knowledge in dealing with wool, but you didn't push your own brand before, and that's what you actually have changed.
Yes, that's correct. So it's all started with wool. Back in 1939, my grandfather made wool soles to warm your feet, and then after the war, everyone that has some kind of machinery that could produce again had a boost. And then we had 2 shops in our local area, so we were producing dress for women, sports outfits, everything that needed to be produced. And then eventually we went back to or focused on more on underwear. And with underwear we rediscovered wool, as to speak, that this was the best material to use.
So the base layers, the mid layers came later on.
Yes, we started with the base layers and then mid layers. But I think that's the what we bring to the market, and what we will focus more and more on also in the future is the principle of layers. And this is also something that was maybe a bit forgotten, that was used more in the past and now reintroduced. That you have a base layer that transport the moist off your body, and then you have a mid layer that capture this moist and insulate and should not feel wet even though you are sweaty. And an outer layer, and of course you can have multiple layers. You can have maybe 4 or even 5 if you are in the Arctic areas of Norway in the winter time. So how to dress according to your activity and the temperature. This is key factors for us when we develop products.
Did you have to develop new techniques or introduce new machines to work with the wool or the merino wool afterwards? When did the merino was always used, or was this a new aspect?
No, it's when I was a kid. First of all, I grew up in the factory. We had a lot of knitting machines. We had 100, I think, at the peak. So I always had my summers. I had to work in the factory, starting with painting the factory 2 times, and then I could start with the machinery when I was a bit older. So a lot of this machinery, you can change the fiber. So you have, for instance, the terry loop or knitting machine that you can change from cotton to wool. Yeah. Without so much trouble. So we did that. One of the things with wool is that it's not so durable as other materials. So we have also in some products for the military, for instance, we blended also with polyamide and polyester to make it stronger and that it could last longer and be washed in 60 degrees. So and I think our knowledge of how to knit wool has also increased during these years, and especially the mesh structure is very important for us. And this, if you look at old Western movies, you can see the poker players, they are sitting in their mesh singlets, they were made in cotton, and we introduced this in wool, and I think that's our most important product actually. The mesh or wool net. So yeah.
So that's your secret.
The secret is to combine different knitting methods with natural fibers as much as we can, and also the treatment before and after and all these things. So it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's knowledge that is built up within the company for many years.
You say that sustainability is an important aspect with Aclima, and you mentioned polyamide. So for the newer products, you don't use polyamide anymore, or is it just wool, 100% natural wool, or do you mix?
If it's possible, we are heading more and more towards wool combined with other materials we are testing now, maybe linen, silk, other natural materials.
Okay.
But for instance, I have I don't know if you can see it, but I have a shirt now. This is a new shirt from Aclima. It's made out of the cuts and pieces from our production. So we have a lot of pieces left from the production.
Yeah.
This is torn apart again, and then you have very small pieces. But we want to use everything. So it's a new project. They are really nice. And then you have to mix it with some kind of strong material. So in this shirt, we are using recycled polyamide.
To avoid any waste.
Yes, to avoid any waste and to use everything. So this is something new, and we will introduce this shirt in the market next fall, autumn.
Okay.
So
looks nice, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But if we can use 100% wool, we will. If we have to make it stronger for some reason, we have to find a combination, because in our mind, sustainability is about also making products that lasts.
Durable.
So if you have a product that lasts for a long time, then it's more sustainable than something that you have to throw away. So
because too much fashion is thrown away after 1 year.
Yes, that's correct. So we're also looking for more and more for long-lasting styles. that you can use in many different activities.
There are so many green labels around.
Yes.
Consumers really get confused sometimes. So I've seen that you follow the Öko-Tex standard. So which standard you follow, or which you already mentioned now, durability, which aspects are really important to you? Biodegradable plastics, packaging. I see that you set a point on packaging. Yeah.
So it's a jungle with all these kind of labels, actually, and it's hard for us also in the industry to understand everything, and some is like a hoax. We have Öko-Tex because this tests that there are no harmful substances in our garments. We also have ISO 4001 for environmental. And we're looking at the Nordic Swan now, which is it equals the EU Eco Label. But these are only, certifications that can somewhat give you proof for what you're doing. But I think it's more important that this is in our mindset. So we source our wool directly from farms in New Zealand that we know who they are. We can follow the wool throughout the spinning process, which is in Europe, Czech Republic, Germany, through the knitting process and coloring, and then to our factory which is in the Baltics, in Estonia. So we know the whole journey for the garment, and so this is how we focus, and also from a perspective of looking at all the components. Like the shirt I'm wearing has coconut buttons, and we will use also recycled polyester for the threads. So yeah, we are trying to look at every aspect that we can.
So the knitting is today done in Estonia. So you actually built up a production facility in Estonia?
Yes, this is the cutting and the sewing, which is in our factory. But we have the knitting. We have placed our machines in 2 different partners, Danish partners. So almost everything is done in Northern Europe with relatively short distances. Yeah. So in Estonia we built our own factory 20 years ago.
Okay.
So we have around 70 people there working for us.
Was this quite a challenge to build up a factory in a foreign country?
Well, yes, I know. I was not a part of this. I know my father almost lost his hair sometimes, but but now it's back. Of course, it's always a challenge to build a factory in another country. It takes time with a different mentality. Maybe when we started in the Baltics, they had more of this old Soviet planning 5 and 5 years mentality, whereas we needed it now, So, but this has changed a lot. I mean, Estonia is now a highly developed country. So challenge actually is to have people working in the industry there also.
So the factory in Estonia has also grown together with Aclima now.
Yes. But we would like more people. But it's hard also in Estonia now to get the label you need. The right people that want to be in the job. But the ones we have, they are staying for 20, 25, 30 years.
Okay.
So we need some new people.
Okay, younger people.
Younger people, yeah.
Who stay. You told us you probably could have been the CEO, but you've chosen the sales manager. So what is your passion about Aclima? But still you stayed in your father's company. So what passion is driving Lars Johansen?
Well, I must say I like to talk with customers. I like to be where different culture meets. This is why I like to have the export.
So you want to
Can I?
expand?
Yes, and also about I think one of my passion is to make product that functions, to come up with new ideas. I'm a part of the product development process in our company because I bring in thoughts from our customers.
Yeah.
And I think this is maybe one of the most exciting part of the job, to develop something new that hits the market.
To improve constantly.
Yeah, improve constantly, have happy customers, to get the feedback directly from the customers that this is something they like.
In Norway, you actually a good installed brand and a well-known brand. So how was now the step towards international or global distribution is also quite a challenge.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of competition. There's a lot of good competitors, of course. And also to learn what is important in different countries. But I think we are on our way, and we want to focus on our Norwegian heritage, on innovation, product development. That functionality is more important than fashion, because we are also producing all the or most of the underwear for the army in the Nordic, Norway and Denmark and Sweden, and also the police. So we know we have good functional products, and we want to also have that for other groups like skiers, people that are in the mountains and love to go in the mountains, and all outdoor people.
I will love to test this underwear.
Yes.
So you have already sportsmen, you support expeditionists, biathletes, perhaps, if I'm right. What is perhaps the real USP also in international market surroundings? Is it really the merino, the natural wool? Mention perhaps a product you are most proud of.
I think it's the combination of having products that we know how to knit it, we know how to make it, and that it can work in the system. So, for instance, I'm really proud of the wool net, because this can function everywhere, because it gives a lot of insulation. It has a lot of holes. Some think it might look a bit funny, but it's underwear. So underneath something else, it's really functional. It dries so fast. So it works when you sweat heavy, and in a cold climate, when you're sitting down again, you will not get cold. Like other fibers will take away the heat from your body. A lot of big companies, they try to create materials that can insulate and take away the sweat at the same time. You have silver that you can use in materials to have no smell, or other things that they put in, which is not very good for the environment. But wool is naturally no smell. So all of these features you have in wool. So that's why I love wool so much, and you can use it winter and summer. So the only thing I would say can be a disadvantage is the durability, but that can also be better when you combine it with something else if it's necessary. So no, I'm really proud of the wool net. I'm proud of the fleece wool that we made, because it's a totally new product that everyone knows about fleece, and everyone knows about the problems with fleece, which is microplastic in the sea. But actually, a fleece in English is what when you have sheared the sheep, you have a fleece. So it's originally it's a word from sheep, or from the shearing industry, wool industry. So we're just taking it back, actually, and we have made a fleece that is so comfortable and soft and warm that it's incredible.
You got an ISPO award, Scandinavian Outdoor Award in 2019 for that.
Yes, we have we have won quite many awards lately for our products, and this was one of them. And yeah, I'm quite proud of this product also.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And just a last question towards the future. So, what is your vision of Aclima? What are you heading towards to? You've already have enlarged your team, I think. And yeah, what is really the target, the objectives?
Well, I think my first goal is to start meeting people again, start meeting colleagues. I mean, I really don't like this COVID situation. The only thing that is very good with this situation is that more people go outside, and we have experienced that this summer. That people
Yeah.
in the Nordic countries, at least, they are going to the mountains in the forest and experiencing a new world. And that this is also my passion. I live just by the forest, and I
Yeah.
go every weekend in the forest. So this is good, but I think we are social beings. We need to meet again. And at the trade shows and customer visits, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But after that, I would like to see our company develop in a sustainable manner.
Mhm.
So we can make products that we know that we have made in the best possible way. I
Mhm.
would like to see production still in Europe,
Mhm.
um, and you know, we don't have to be the biggest company in the world. We
Mhm.
need to have yeah, we need to make money. Of course, we're running a business, but we our passion is not that. Our passion is to make really good products, and I would like to see that also in the future. I'm really proud when I see our brand, people wearing them in the mountains, and yeah, professionals wearing them. I can see it on the television that special troops are wearing them. This is something that makes me proud.